So
Well,
we
well,
are here once again, just a little bit past hard start. Does anyone have any questions, suggestions, considerations, hypotheses, corners, confabulations they would like to finalize?
uh, I think given the understanding of the situation I've garnered from both yourself and everybody else, I'm pretty good to go. Yeah.
Anyone else? There's a lot to consider. You all are in the possession of a hotel, which is a rarity in Las Vegas. Not that hotels are a rarity, but a strictly speaking specific hotel, not a hotel and resort, not a hotel casino, not a hotel and city tour, not a hotel and all you can eat buffet. No, it literally is just solely and definitively a hotel, which is one of the rarest things here in the city of Sin. There's always another angle. There's always a reason for gratuity. There's always a reason to get you a little bit off top. There's always added value to get extra and added gratuity. But this being simply and specifically speaking a hotel makes it the rarest diamond in the rough. It also explains why they were so much in debt. Besides the partner's ill suited business model of nine off top.
I believe they had established that the resource equivalent debt that the coterie has now accrued is something like 13 dots worth of resources that you would be required to obtain before you're able to really pay it off.
Yes. So
Which is,
they agreed to pay the VIG, the juice.
I just want you guys to know, who you literally owe somebody more money than God. That is the GDP of a first world country. I very much look forward to seeing how that plays out. But I'm I'm pretty solid. Any questions all around?
Good.
Okay.
Well, since we have no questions, and we assume that we all know our way, we assume that we have a path forward that we can trot safely, or safe enough. Because most roads through the Kendra's life is filled with pitfalls and traps and things darker out there in the night. So allow me to be the first of the evening to say thank you for being here. Thank you for playing. Thank you for breathing life and vitality into these characters. And without continued adoing until we don't, without a shadow of a doubt, this is Lost Wages, Second Chances. Tonight's episode is entitled Arresting Madonna of Graves. When we last left the coterie, decisions had been made, debts had been assumed, success had been given the opportunity to breathe and grow. They have a significant portion of what they need to conduct a palatable and passable Garuja. Now, one of the things that most likely slip by their ties and connections, their social leashes, their binding to the world around them, has recently grown tenuous. They are aligned with the enemies of the tower here in Vegas. They are the enemies of most things feral, wild. The Black Dog Casino specifically, and those who operate it even more so specifically. They have, in the course of their actions, assisted in the assassination of the acting prince. Montrose wasn't prince, but put it very plainly. Prince Benedict is one of the few existing examples of falling upwards, of failing upwards. Prince Benedict is the definition of screwing up enough to get ahead. There's nothing about Prince Benedict that has ever wanted to lead. He's simply one of the older members of the blood. He is simply one of the more highly valued Ventru because his dignitas hasn't suffered. He hasn't waged war with other Ventru. He hasn't had his character assassinated. He has not made large, resounding faux pas and foibles that have caused ridicule or derision. He also has just enough business acumen in hiring those who actually are hungry and avaricious and determined to get ahead, where he has been idle rich the vast majority of his existence. He's been part of the landed gentry forever. And because of his lack of failure and his survivorship, he ended up becoming the Prince of Las Vegas. The actual practicing, managing the daily affairs was his seneschal. Outside of Benedict putting on his hunting leathers and his stalwart steeds of various SUVs and motorcycles and what have you, outside of hunting down violators of the masquerade, Sabbat, clear-cut anarchs, there's nothing princely about him. Yes, he has the air, he has the etiquette, he has the noblesse oblige, but he doesn't actually do the managing of the affairs of the domain. That fell solely to the seneschal. Montrose and his militia were everywhere, or at least that's what the commonly held beliefs were. Montrose and his militia and the alliances that he's made with various members across the city was the actual mayor, the day-to-day prince, the day-to-day ruler who made decisions. And of course, he'd politely whisper into Benedict's ear and he'd take Benedict's counsel and have Benedict issue a proclamation. And still, the very real arduous task of leading fell to Montrose, a kindred you all aided and assassinated. So with your success in tow, your deals made, the meetings concluded, you all find yourself in the manager's office on the 7th floor of the building together.
Okay, and this is the manager's office of their new hotel. Hello?
Well, I guess we haven't made it officially our office yet, but it is pretty much the office. Yeah, because it's Martha's office and she's one of the owners now.
Alrighty. Then I suppose we can open up just as me and him catch up with y'all, I guess. Since we were separated at the start. Ryan will just stumble in. Well, isn't this just a pretty peach you've got yourself here? All settled out and well then?
You call owing like a half a fucking million or more in debt a good thing.
Don't worry about it. The thing that I've found with debt is more often than not, it's only a problem for those people who are bad with money. Do you know that all them billionaires and such, the way that they keep their money rolling is through debt? They just take out loans over and over again, and they pay with those loans with their money. It's the silliest fucking thing. They don't owe anything in taxes because they technically don't have anything.
So the thing about that is, I'm okay with money. I don't know how Martha is with money. She points to the human in the room, but this one not so great with money. And neither was their partner, the one that ran away and left them holding the bag, which means now we're holding.
I see.
I don't know, Fancy. There's an argument to be made about you not being good money because you lost about nearly $1 billion by the time we got on the elevator.
Aren't you the one who spent basically an entire night trying to make money and it ended up with less?
I made some money, thank you very much.
How much?
You know, you start shit, you're shit.
Oh,
I made $300, thank you very much.
I'm so proud of you. So anyways, he says, just kind of clapping his hands and finding somewhere to rest upon. You know what? Actually, fuck it. I'm going to sit on the desk. Who do we need to deal with now?
Well, basically, for the next 3 nights, we're going to make sure that one doesn't run away. So somebody is going to have to make him into a pet.
Oh, can I have him? I've been looking forward to a new puppy. The other one I've got is a bit bitey.
You can definitely do that. I want no part of that.
Well, I mean,
I'm all for it. I mean, he said he's willing to do anything. And
No.
he do mean anything, but yeah, go for it.
Hey Ryan, leave your zipper alone.
Hey, whoa! Alright, firstly, that's completely useless to us. He gestures to his grundle region. This is basically an attachment at this point. It's an optional inclusion. And secondly, it's not my zipper I'd be playing with.
Eugene kind of raises an eyebrow. You be playing with his zipper?
Well, I mean, yeah, how else am I going to fit him into the dress?
That's fair. Or you can have him wearing a dress. That's always fun.
That's exactly what I just said. You have no idea how many different bits and bobs I've got that it's such a pain to hire a model for. There's nothing good about getting clothes from people that mean anything if you can't see what it looks like with someone in it.
I suppose. So, have you been a
You're a
model
living
before?
Pardon, what?
Has he been a model before? Are you gonna make a model for you?
I don't know if you guys realize this, but I'm of absolutely no value to you all. You know, this was my life's work, and I chose wrong before. You know, any port in the storm. You know how the saying goes. And so, I'm not really of any real value to you all, and I don't know anything about your specific operation just yet. The longer I stick around, and here's the thing, I'm not sure if you guys realize this. With me currently knowing nothing, with the paperwork all but signed, I do is, electronically sign using a PDF. This place is yours. Your responsibility. And, I'm not quite sure why you would want me, who's already fucked the pooch several ways to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday again, to stick around. Now I will, of course, as you guys are my lord and masters and the like. But just so that we're clear, right now, you guys haven't said anything or done anything that I could potentially use as leverage to either escape your clutches completely scot-free or notify anybody, or I hate to use the word, and it is really a dirty word. And then he pointedly looks at Eugene from his eyebrows down to his feet and back. But you know the word, and he motions with both hands towards Eugene. I would never, and he motions towards Eugene, either of you all right now. However, tomorrow, 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month, a year, who knows? You'd have to be absolutely perfect 100% of the time, but not leave any reason that I might have the opportunity of even gambling with the house's money. And I don't mean literally gamble. I hate fucking gamblers. You notice that we don't even have any one-armed bandits in the lobby. At least not official ones. We don't have our gaming license, so we can't. But you get what I'm saying. I could. I'm not an idiot. It's clear that you all are just as nefarious as my debt collectors. I really just want to go home to Omaha.
All right, but, and this is my counter argument. But we pay very well, and I'm not actually going to put you to death. You made this mess, that's sure, and I'm all about having people clean up the messes they make. At least help in the case. I know you're not exactly the best.
Make the mess. I didn't make the mess. I got stuck with the mess. My partner screwed me.
Yes,
not in a way that I might have even.
You chose him as a partner. You made
You're
a bad
choosing me.
decision.
Okay, fine. I tried. I did my best. I did my solemn, satanic duty to be loyal, upstanding, and honest.
I mean, fancy. Do we actually need to keep him?
Or unless you have somebody that can see the daylight space operations and knows how this shit works, then we kind of do. But if you can think of somebody else, then he's quite disposable.
Joe takes his guns out and starts checking and make sure it's loaded. That's true. If he's not needed, then he's not needed.
I think I could technically fish up somebody. I mean, I do have that one girl who's working for me, but I have her doing other more important things. Well, since this is your hotel, Fancy, I'm going to leave the end decision up to you.
storyteller, do I know whether it is a wise financial decision to let this man go or insist that he stay? What do I roll?
It really wasn't a roll. It was more of a gut check because, well, nothing he said was a lie.
Mm.
Yeah. Eugene brandishing a firearm. You'd expect a wily, deceitful con man grifter to respond with the cool and debonair suave necessary to withstand. As Eugene brandishes his fairly large sidearm, there's a puddle that grows from the chair and dribbles off the front ledge down the back of his leg as his fingers dig into the pressed wood of the chair that he's sitting in at the corner of the desk. He stops talking, his eyes through his glasses, staring directly at the gun, his pores opening and shoveling buckets of flop sweat down his back, mixing and mingling with the liquid contents of his bowels. He turns a shade of green you rarely see. In this day and age of people being disaffected by all manner of violent horrors, seeing an honest to goodness reaction to the promise of violence, you hate to say it, but your beast is chuckling and warming the cockles of its heart in considerably lower regions. The smell, aside from the urea and ammonia in his urine, was an enticing one. Fear is triggering to all predators. It lets you know that prey is near. What is currently everyone else's hunger?
Ooh. Ah.
I don't remember. I think it might be one for Fancy.
And this is why I always update my character display.
I want to say 2 for Eugene because it's been weeks since I cracked him open.
It's but has it been weeks longer since
Negative.
you've cracked
Yeah.
this open? What?
Oh,
I used the header thing. It's 100.
oh, Martha, you are the only one that may have a significant reaction to this smell of dinner cooking. What is your hunger?
3.
Uh-oh.
Oh, by
So-
far the most reactive, but still very much in this the almost safe for public viewing range. Your beast is a little louder in your head, but it's not kicking the door off the hinges. It is not rattling the bars of its cage. It's just a little more insistent, which is saying a lot and saying nothing, considering your beast, every member of the kindred's beast, is an incessant rattling on thing at the back of your mind. It's the thing constantly tugging and squeezing on the strings of your heart. It's the thing that is, for lack of better words, demanding that you feed me, see more, and the like. It's the constant, and for some, the only realization that the voice in your head doesn't need to breathe. It can scream and sing and dance endlessly.
Oh. So, final verdict, Fancy.
Lovely. You go. We're just gonna have to find somebody to replace him. Probably somebody better that is at least a little bit aware of our specific situation, as it were. But he needs to get the fuck out of here now. You're getting a one night head start if I find you anywhere in the city of Vegas tomorrow night. It's not gonna be good for you.
Oh, and
He doesn't trust it.
What?
What were you saying?
No, I was just going to say, do make sure to get a change of clothes on your way out.
Nah, I say keep those clothes so that he knows that we're not kidding.
What? We're not sadists, Theo. Oh wait, you're
Theo
not Theo in this
smiles.
one. Fuck. Change your Discord name. Fuck.
Usually he smiles a little bit. Sure, we're not.
Well, whatever your decision is, skedaddle.
Stopping, soggy squelch of shoes fades into the distance of the night. The door, because of its weight and the negative pressure pulling closed behind, leaving you four alone in the manager's office.
Alright, well that's resolved. As for cleaning this up, not it.
Not I.
I'm sure there are maids somewhere in this fucking building. No, outside of that, we need a construction crew, we need a new manager, we need to get started with the movement of staff and food, quote unquote, to the Garuja. So that's kind of what my rest of my night is looking like.
Alright. I might be able to find some construction crews. It's not exactly going to be that hard. We're in a pretty urban environment, and they're scattered about like roaches, really.
There's a cost of doing business, and there's an aphorism that plays most accurately presently. One must take care of business, lest business take care of one. It's a silly saying. It's grammatically incorrect. And yet, it's the truth of all things. A lot of modern Americans hide behind the axiom that it's just business, it's never personal. The truth of the matter is, what most constantly ignore and try to justify is that business is the most personal thing you can do. Because there's no one in business who is not a despot or tyrant who enters into it for any other means than to provide for those that they care about. Whether they're selfish, vainglorious, and only care about themselves, or they have family or friends or community or neighbors or coterie as entities that they care about. Affecting someone's business is affecting all of those things that are connected to it. The reason why they work, the reason why they go into business. Affecting someone's livelihood affects not just their existence, but everything and everyone connected to it. The bulk of your coterie are successful business persons On some level or another, it is understood by each of them that business is a heady thing and affects far more than you would generally put your finger on or can point to directly being affected by. You lay a woman off or a man off, you lay a person off from their work, from their job, and their friends, their family, their associates bear the weight of that decision. Their community bears the weight of that decision, that consideration. So as you all settle in with the consideration as to what to do and how to do it so that you all might successfully pull off the Garuja, as you all might successfully or make arrangements with far less time than you'd previously expected or hoped. In the small seconds between the big plotting, planning, reaching out, making phone calls, running around the building, checking security and verifying the staff members that you see plus those that you know, checking the roles of those who are connected to the buildings, the grounds, going through the Rolodex. There aren't any passwords on the computer. It's like walking through someone's fractured mind. You can see how the money was taken. You can see how the livelihood of those who are still employed by this building were ruined. How each and every member on the staff was overextended with creditors. How even with all of that existing, that they are all, with them all being overextended, with them all being in debt, with them all having taken out loans, you also very much see how much loyalty they had. Stick it out. Or, for those of you considerably more jaded, how few options they had saved to stick it out. So several hours later, several plans already in motion, approximated by your each and every one rolling your either wits plus finance or charisma plus finance. As you all gather back to share your information, to finalize and detail and begin the next step. Because there's still a civil war, a coup in the offing out there in the night. There's still a prince who is beset on all sides without realizing it. There's still a group of would-be mafiosos at the Black Dog seeking their revenge. There's still the Hakata, the Giovanni, out there making their plans with and against each other. There's still the city of Prim waiting in the wings.
Yep. A small issue dealt with while bigger ones fester.
Well, technically, for the venture of us, it's not small.
Oh no, you guys are weird. Y'all fixate on dumb things.
I don't. I just want to get paid.
Yeah, but there's no soul in it. There's no fun.
You can buy soul.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can. It's Vegas.
Nah, you can sell it in Vegas. You can't buy it.
Mathematics.
Waiting on the results of not Theo and Martha.
Martha's rolled, so we're just waiting on not Theo.
A roll? Oh, there's Martha's roll. Hi, Martha.
All right, now Theo, what's your wits or charisma plus finance?
I'm getting there. I'm just spelling stuff.
Dispelling? What are you dispelling? A curse? Someone curse you?
It's just Theo. Error. I have to do it the long way.
But
Was that wit or charisma?
That's charisma.
Well, at least some of us are competent at hiring people.
Competent at working. Yeah, I like that one better. We'll go with that. Yeah.
Why did I get a failed roll?
How did you what?
Testing the syntax.
Oh,
And not
okay. So not
So we're not
Theo.
counting that at all. Because originally you had 3 successes.
completely accurate. And your present hunger that's in the system for it is only a 1, not a 2.
Then I only had a point then. Yes, I thought I was a 2.
Heck yeah. Oh
Yeah,
no, but did you go in there and rather than typing a number, did you put like charisma plus finance?
correct.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I tried, but I couldn't spell finance for some reason, so it failed. I just typed it wrong.
Yeah, no,
You
it
could-
happens to be.
you could You could also just do cha plus fin or wit plus fin, as long as it's distinctive enough. You couldn't just put S, and you couldn't put ST because strength and stamina. But otherwise, you can abbreviate as well.
I did not know.
All of that to say is that fate in such situations always lends a hand. Sometimes it's to make sure that you tumble at the right angle down the stairs. Sometimes it's to help pull you up so that you can reach ever higher positions to be knocked off pedestal from. But either way, fate always lends a hand. The average for the group is
Looks to be about 2.5.
yes, is just high enough to come close to absolute and ultimate victory in regards to managing moving the world a few degrees in the blink of an eye. You all are successful at finding the finances and the staffing and finding a construction company and extending promises and getting deals going, because while everyone knows that New York is the city that never sleeps, Las Vegas is the place where you dream with your eyes open. Las Vegas is the place where your hopes send you soaring through the night at breakneck speeds. Las Vegas is the place where dreams are a dime a dozen and cost just as much. So there's always someone active, there's always someone up, there's always someone plotting their next move or risking their next life. Successfully establishing the basics for the Garusha. Successfully getting one of the daytime auditors to take the rapid promotion to manager of operations. You all meet back in the office. There are still several extending debts and responsibilities out there in the night you all have yet to deal with. There's just enough night left to dread what the morning might bring.
Heck yeah. So then I guess as we gather, things handled and other things looming on the horizon, Ryan's just gonna... Now that the boring stuff's out of the way, once again, who's next on the chopping block? How are we going to address all of this? I, for one, would very much like to take steps on the road to, you know, accomplishing the goals set out for us by your hubby.
Yeah, we've done as much as we can for tonight as far as this goes, so we might as well focus on something else. I mean, we have spent enough time here tonight to have, I think, officially given ourselves an alibi of strength, so it's probably good to start working on something else, yes. Before I lose my mind looking at another set of fucking numbers.
Alright, all done with that, but what exactly are we going to do? How are we going to knock this down?
Quick question. What's the this that we're referring to?
Well, as far as I'm aware, actually, wait, before I say that, he kind of walks over, locks the door to the office, closes the... Are there any windows in this office?
I don't think there were. I think it was like one of the rooms inside, like towards the internals of the building, but I could be wrong.
Gotcha. And then he'll just kind of take a really wide circular walk around the room while talking, just to make sure that there are no prying eyes or ears in here. Is anybody good with, you know, electronics? I don't want to have a conversation in an office that's bugged.
That would not be me.
Did any of us... Didn't... He kind of gestures towards the other two. Did either of you two check this place before?
Well, it's Mess's private spaces, so I would assume he would know what's in here and what's not.
Okay,
Yep.
well, if you trust it, then I trust it. So, as far as I'm aware, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the stated objective is to kneecap the prince's regime. Although the exact instructions from your hubby would pretend everything is normal. Am I wrong here? Am I misremembering? I'm a bit of an ambitious fellow, and I tend to insert my own biases into what I remember I was told.
No, pretty much. We were supposed to be taking my death. No, but keeping him from seeing it coming by creating a smokescreen cannon, and we've kind of done part of that already with what we did tonight, and getting rid of a major problem for some of everybody. So yeah, but you have the gist of it correct. We are supposed to be, until told otherwise, doing what we are expected to do here while secretly destabilizing some shit.
Alright, then let's throw a party to celebrate your acquisition of this. We'll invite all the fangs, it'll be a lovely thing, everyone will be distracted, no one will know anything bad's happening. And because there'll be so many eyes and ears on us, we'll not be blamed for whatever happens.
I'm good with that.
It'll also set up this place as a lovely little fancy socialising get together for the Garuja whenever you all host that thing.
Yeah, but this place needs a severe deep cleaning and overhaul first. I mean, we're going to do the best we can with them, but not to mention the George Martin,
I mean,
that hospital, as it were, being put out of here or worked on out of here.
all right, we can have a reconstruction party then. Just go through with a nice can of spray paint, mark every wall that needs to get knocked down, let some rather pent up kindred in here, and blare some nice EDM music. Have some lovely people in here, you know, the type that are good with getting sucked on, all high on shit, and you have yourself a lovely party, and let the more pent up of us do some of the construction work for you. I mean, it's your place, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if our objective is to hide in plain sight and create distractions and shit, why not get a bunch of hopped up kindred gathered in one place and tell them, yeah, that sledgehammer over there is for breaking shit.
As much as I hate to admit it, Fancy, he's kind of right.
That's perfectly fine, and I do agree that would be damn near perfect, but we need to have a plan of what actually needs to come down first before we let anybody leave in here. But yes, I agree, that'd be wonderful. It would distract a fair amount of people about a fair amount of things. I think the only problem that I had with that is the group is supposed to be somewhere exclusive.
Your phone rings, Nancy.
The phone.
You checked the caller ID?
Yeah, she's gonna look at the caller ID first.
You probably shouldn't have done that. It's Kareem's number.
Ooh, creamy Kareem.
Drawing a blank. Hold on.
Mimes the zipping of the mouth.
God.
Do you answer? Fancy.
I should have find it in Miro first because I'm like, should I?
So sure.
Yeah, she's gonna answer. Fisher.
It's not Kareem on the other end of the line. It's a voice you recently heard you crying and bitching at the entirety of your coterie. Bitching at the love of your life. The love of your death. The voice that causes Martha's skin to crawl from across the electronic distance. Oh God. Miss Fisher. Fuck, I can't call you that. Fancy. I fucked up. I hate to fucking say this. I hate to call on you, but shit. You know what? Don't worry about it. Click.
Who was the voice?
What?
The hell was that about?
What did they say? Who was it? Was it a salesman? Is that why you've got that look on your face?
Oh no. Oh shit. It's Anastasia.
What?
And
The hell she was.
Anastasia? She said she fucked up. And I don't know what that means.
Means that she walked around with the wrong group and became a vampire.
What? No, she already did that.
Now
Do you
she's
know where
asking for
she's
help.
at?
She has Corinne's phone, which is the only reason I'm fucking interested, because why did she have... Oh my god.
What? What? I don't understand what the fuck is happening.
The way she sounded is like she said something or did something she wasn't supposed to do, and she might be at Kareem's house. I'm guessing if she has Kareem's phone, but Kareem's phone would have been with her at the hotel. Remember, they took her captive. She's still captive. They haven't let her go yet. But I know Anastasia was going to look for Kareem because they have a connection. So,
Okay, alright.
and then if somebody went back past Kareem, they probably ran into Anastasia, and she's still not in control of herself. I don't know what the fuck she might have done.
Okay, so we go now.
So, yeah, we have. I don't know what else to do. And then
You could call her back.
I don't think calling her back's really gonna do much if she's in a really shitty situation.
Tell them to hold on.
Let's just go. Let's just go.
Somebody remember to lock the fucking office.
I will, don't worry. At least I hope I will.
So here's the question:
Yes.
having received a call from Corinne's phone, placed station, Martha's child, the victim of Eugene's wrath. Where is it that you attempt to go?
Well, I think he was going to try to recall the number to see if she'll pick up on some strange things. But other than that, they'll head to Kareem.
Okay, so you guys peel out heading towards Corinne's actual home. As you do so, and you're making the call back, and I'm taking it that you all are riding all in the same vehicle, correct?
Yeah.
Meaning that the volume on your phone is loud enough to be heard from front to back. So as you dial the number back, hello, Mrs. It's such a pleasure to know that you all are perfectly well. I'm not sure if you remember me. I'm David's wife, Asha. You wouldn't happen to know where David is, would you?
No. Why do we know where David is?
That is a good question. Especially when this half-dead wastrel, wanton woman of everything but wealth, attempted to free our guest against our wishes, violating the agreement that you made with Corinna and David. And I'm sure David would not stand for that, especially being as he was looking for you all. If you'd be so kind, I have your friend and your night manager. And I have Corinna's mission to do whatever I wish in the name of my husband. Because David is many things. A blowhard, a violent man, an abuser to those who stand in the way of his progress, an occasional alcoholic and drug addict. But he is never, ever out of contact. He is extraordinarily communicative. So his disappearance while searching for you is quite troubling. I am not prone to fits of uncontrolled anger. So understand, everything that I do and am preparing to do is with my full faculties. If you'd like to make me reconsider my actions, you have exactly 1 hour to arrive here and explain why my David is nowhere to be found. Otherwise, I will vent my frustrations to the fullness that it deserves. Good evening, Miss Fisher and company. Click.
So, to be clear, we oh fuck.
I hate that description.
can always burn her hotel down.
So to understand the situation properly, we're probably gonna have to get into a bit of a scuffle if we can't talk our way through that, yeah?
Probably, but she's fucking psycho.
Yay, wonderful.
We can't get David back for her, obviously.
Obviously.
Why not? Death isn't permanent, right?
We can bring her to David.
I really can.
We certainly could bring her to David. It seems like we're gonna fucking have to. But, like, because the moment that we're like, oh, no, don't worry. We know exactly where your hubby is. He's in hell. That's not gonna be very good for anybody involved.
Her
Let's
next
send her to hell.
contact is Luca. I don't know if she would text him or call him, but she reaches out.
Okay, so you're reaching out to your hubby?
Yeah, he needs to be made aware of what the fuck's going on to see if maybe he can send Alex there to stay her hand or squash the bullshit, or at least trade Corinne for freedom.
That is unfortunate. Luca, who assisted and helped plan the assassination of the manager of Las Vegas, the Prince of Las Vegas, needs to lay low. needs to establish an alibi and especially protect himself, his father, the Hakata, from being connected with any of the many rash activities. So it is considerably more difficult to do so this evening in such close proximity to the previous chaos. Would you be so kind as to roll your charisma plus contacts or allies DC 5.
Ruh-roh. This man went well underground. Hot damn.
You said DC what?
5.
Is this something I can rouse for, or is this not one enough type of roll?
Sure, rouse away. We like tempting the beast.
I can't wait to be in a car with a very hangry fancy.
Sounds like a good idea. It's a great idea.
Absolutely.
What's the worst can happen? And by the way, how many dots of drive do you have?
Oh, that's a terrible question to hear.
Absolutely great. There's a there's a well-known understanding of things, keeping a poker face, not letting anyone know what's going on beneath the surface, so that you can, well, hopefully get closer to your goal. In the moment, Fancy does not have a poker face. She dials one number, then the next, then the next, then the next. The tension ratcheting up, causing the car to grow warmer by the second. And the kindred, each and every last one, they enjoy the heat, they enjoy the warmth, they enjoy those feelings. But even for them, the emotional temperature in the car reaches the point of discomfort. Even for them, the weight settling over the car is oppressive. You all are driving through Las Vegas with, right at this very moment, kindred from all walks of life. Kindred members of Montrose's militia. Kindred who were associated with, victims of, are finding out that Montrose no longer in existence. Montrose's right-hand man, Sergei, right at this very moment, swearing fealty to all the gods above, demons below, and all of the others outside of our world and existence. His fealty and his soul for the opportunity of finding who might be responsible. Cameras are being absconded as their data is stripped from them. City contacts and retainers are being utilized to scour for every scrap of information that could be used as a clue. VIN numbers by the absolute sea trunk load are being scanned and verified as to their existence. Cell phone towers are being wrung out like dish rags. Every single solitary drop for every single solitary bit of information that could point towards whom was responsible, whom were in the area, whom were even on the same section of the city when that happened. And adding to that boatload of absolute chaos, fingers are already being pointed. Calls are already being made. All the old wounds are being opened once more. And as you all are making your way across Vegas, while all of that is happening out there in the night, not Theo, your phone rings. And not only does it ring,
The caller ID.
not only does it ring, it answers.
Oh.
The speakerphone opening up. Ah, my friend, I don't know if you know this, but happy days are here again. The war is on. All of the Tremere that we are in the employ of, all of the lovely patrons of our beautiful circulatory system here in Vegas are ringing off the hook. I need you, and we will back burner finding Kirill. For now, you here, presently, or sooner. If it is inconvenient, sooner than soon.
Storyteller, just so that I'm clear as what I'm hearing. Is this guy calling me to do something?
Yes. Adult Laratel, your patron and savior from the other issues you were dealing with. The protector presently of your touchstones, and the shield between you and your enemies, is calling you your efforts for the evening. There are parties being arranged, and people who need the very potent goat juice that he can provide, and you are needed. Now, my friend, come, quickly. I will drop a pin. You arrive. Yes? Click.
Eugene looks at Fancy. And she,
Your phone pings as the pin is dropped, giving you the GPS location where you need to get to.
we get drop out here real quick. After we drop you guys off, can I borrow the car to go here?
Seriously?
You really think they're gonna let you walk back out and just leave us?
I thought they want to make a scene.
And your phone rings. And you have it patched into the car's system, correct? It's already Bluetooth connected.
Let me see. No.
All right. Who are you referring to, storyteller?
But it's clear that he's having experiencing technical difficulties.
Oh no, sorry. I just didn't hear you say my name.
Alright, so my phone rings. Yes, I do have it patched in.
Do you answer it or do you let it go? Do you
Obviously
let it
I
go?
answered. Obviously I answered it. Well, we're having such lovely phone calls recently, and I'm just devilishly curious about what my particular brand of fucked up is.
Oh, yes. About that. The cage manager at the Black Dog Casino should not have your phone number. He shouldn't be anywhere near knowing where you are at any point. That includes electronically. He should not have your contact information, and yet he does. You run through his mind, and he is carrying you on his back because he absolutely despises the very notion and idea that you exist.
Always. Oh, hello.
Don't sound so fucking pleased, jackass.
It's always lovely hearing from you. Why wouldn't I be pleased?
Yeah, likely story. Look, your buddy Georgie is here. He says that you will cover his debt. You don't get here. You don't get here in the next hour. I'm not breaking anything on him. He will not be physically altered. I can guarantee you. He will simply fucking disappear. Click.
Are you fucking kidding me? He says as he just fucking slams his phone down onto the middle rest. What is the fucking look? Alright, Fancy, it looks like I've got a dip as well.
Well, we're going to the Black Dog anyway. Remember, that's where
Yeah,
3 is.
what I mean is that I've got like a different spot in there that I've got to get off to.
It gets worse. Because you know the saying, when it rains, it pours. A consideration that Martha has not actually put her finger on. That was fucking Anastasia that called it Fancy initially. That was Anastasia, who has Martha's blood in her system, who is an illegal embrace. That was Anastasia, that if she is killed in the presence of those at the Black Dog, whose blood could be tracked back to her, if she is harmed in a significant way at the Black Dog, her blood can be tracked back to Martha, and by extension, the Chantry. And while you have risen through the ranks high enough to have some leeway and independence, the one thing that is never tolerated: visible, traceable, trackable failures. With that consideration, it is 50 after the hour. Let's be back at the turning of the hour.
Heck yeah.
Welcome back. How art thou?
Oh, we're doing good, doing good.
Has everyone returned?
I'm pretty sure.
Except for perhaps Fancy and maybe Martha.
Yeah, perhaps. Not entirely sure in that regard.
Martha? Nancy? We are alone.
Alright, let's see.
No, it doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now.
Yes, playing with him as the ST is like being in a 90s horror flick.
But you know, eventually you're gonna get screwed. You kind of trying to figure out when that is. Like if the dice
Look,
are gonna
Let's
fail you,
we all watched Scream 1, okay? We know that if you have sex in the horror movie, you are going to die.
that's true.
No one's going to. Well, no one should. Well, there is a weight to our decisions. What you choose to ignore and what you choose to accept. What you choose to interact with, and for lack of better terminology, the perceptions you go into those interactions with. Energy that's put out. There's a balance out there in the ethos and the cosmos that even casts a shadow and a pall over this game that we play. The spirit in which a thing is done also determines the outcome. Energy manifests itself in a wide variety of ways.
Yeah, we were just discussing, like, how we're gonna handle this. Like, are we going to go at it one by one by one by one? Are we gonna try and split up and take them all on? The general consensus from at least me and him that I've gathered is trying to take them one at a time is just going to lead to one of us just getting absolutely fucked. If this is a coordinated effort to effectively kill us. The problem is that we don't... I'm pretty sure, like... And correct me if I'm wrong. We don't exactly have the time to go from one to one to one.
No. You can always determine that you do and say that you do, even if you don't.
Alright, so... Oh, God. Come on, Discord, stop fucking me. Oh, okay.
Martha, are we back? We know Fancy has returned and it's quietly waiting in the wings.
Heck yeah. By the way, Yuji, as far as I'm aware, your guy is at the Black Dog too. But
No, my guy is not at the Black Dog, sadly.
oh, where is your guy?
Different quarters that's not the Black Dog. Is that right, storyteller?
That is not.
Oh, so he is at the Black Dog.
Yeah, but like all these things are happening at once, and we've got to sort of kind of split up to deal with them.
Oh, wait, hold on. You need a Great Dane.
What?
Oh, there's two females, two guys. We're all trapped in a van, and we have to split up.
Oh, ha. I get it. That's a Scooby-Doo reference.
So we have to have a Great Dane, then we can split up, gang.
Absolutely, abso-fucking-lutely. I'm down with it.
So, Martha, you still out there, or have we lost you? Discord could still be a problem, I assume.
Martha has been consumed by the abyss.
Well, that being the case, we are moving through the evening, and our quick respite has turned into a long rest. So as you all are making your way across Las Vegas, east to west, veering slightly north, do you all, in the midst of this storm of conversations, phone calls, and smoke signals, wheel the vehicle around and point directly at your next location, or do you all pull over, consider what lay ahead of you, what options you have? Or do you do none of those things and just drive south west towards Prim and hide out in the middle of nowhere?
No fancies the drivers. No.
I think we're gonna pull over real quick and get our shit together because she's struck by the fact that she can't reach Luca. And she understands why she can't, but at the same time, it's scaring her that she can't. So she would pull over real quick and just get her head together and look at the other two. I don't know how the fuck we're gonna pull this off, but we should. There's a way to get them all together in the same place, and maybe they'll get mad at each other, or maybe it'll be enough of a distraction to do what we need to do because we cannot split up. We don't have enough firepower amongst all of us to do this one at a time.
The problem is, and this is my suspicion, all of this happening at once is far too fucking coincidental. I'm betting they're gonna deny any opportunity for us to gather them in one place. We can try. We certainly can try, and I'm all down for it. It's
how quickly
it's
can we
screaming of a plan.
handle your problem first?
Oh shit! No, that I completely forgot. No, that this makes a lot more sense if things are going to shit. If the big bad is more or less fucking gone. There's no one to answer to at this point, so they're just doing what they want to do. Oh, we might actually. No, that's a great plan. Let's try and gather them up, I guess.
We'll handle yours first because it's just
We don't have the time to do them one by one, Fancy.
We have an hour to get to where we need to go. Okay. Well, whatever you think is best.
I like your plan of fucking trying to get them all in one place and dealing with them in one big blitz. Wait a second. Eugene, the person that called you, do you want to kill them?
No, I'm just supposed to. From what I can tell, I'm not supposed to kill them. He just wants me to go and do stuff for him.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Never mind.
That's the reason why I'm not sure why he's as a black dog and what the hell am I supposed to do with the black dog?
Yeah, I
Running
don't know.
blood for the circulatory system.
Were you not paying attention at all to whatever it was he was telling you? Something about...
Oh, translation, come be muscle.
That's what I'm saying, but it was for the circulatory system at the black dog. That's why I thought it couldn't have possibly been in the same place.
Well,
My guy just wants money, as far as I'm aware, and I can get the money to him. I don't like him, he doesn't like me, but if it comes down to it, and we do have to split up, I am pretty sure I'll be safe.
I'm pretty sure if we kill the lady who has Anastasia, they will probably say that I'm not very good muscle.
I mean, if you manage to kill him, whatever. What are we doing? Are we splitting up? Are we trying to gather them together? Are we tackling X, Y, and Z?
Why don't we do this? I come be muscle. Fancy. Text me when you need me to come up. I'm gonna work my way up as muscle, i.e. maybe try to do roving and try to meet you guys up there.
You sure you're going to be able to separate you away from your task in order to do that?
Won't take long.
Yeah, well, neither will a fucking werewolf ripping her head off.
Didn't he say that if you didn't pay, that the guy would disappear?
Yeah, they're going to kill it.
No, the blood trade thing. They would get their money back by giving him to the blood trade.
So
that's true.
So what? Do you think me and Eugene can go to one, and you and Martha the other?
Martha's traveler is up there, and it would be important for Martha to get her traveler back and me to get her in back. But the problem with that is she's not going to want to move unless we tell her where David is, and we already know where David is, but she doesn't need to know that we know where David is.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure her desperation might drive her to do stupid things. What you want her to do is stupid things that benefit you, and not stupid things that cause your friends to get killed.
Exactly.
So, try and manipulate that desperation a little bit and convince her to relocate.
How about this?
What?
How about this? I start off with doing the muscle thing, okay?
Oh.
Ryan, you get in and take care of your guy. Create a distraction. We meet up top in a penthouse, and then we can go in. Hopefully by that time, Fancy and Martha has done whatever it possibly can. Then we can abscond with everyone. Then we can tell them all to go fuck themselves.
Alright, so my biggest concern with Fancy and Martha going to fuck with the werewolf bitch is that the werewolf bitch will get very angry and kill them.
I could go up there, but then who's going to be muscle once they leave me alone?
That's the biggest fucking issue, and the reason why I'm thinking and that's the reason why I'm thinking we're just going to have to separate out. If we cannot figure out a successful way to draw all three of these participants into one area so that we can talk to them and get this resolved, then we're just gonna have to split up. Fancy, try and get her on the...
Can you maybe pull a fire alarm? Force everybody out?
I don't fucking know.
My understanding is that Anastasia said they fucked up. How could they have possibly fucked up? Except for to tell what they know. I don't remember having told her about what we were planning to do, but if she knew, she would have tried to trade that information for Corinne.
I mean, Fancy, she might have also just fucked up by trying to break Corinne out. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. She doesn't exactly have all of the screws in her head and thinks that she is top bitch of the world. At least, did until a more literal bitch showed up.
Uh-oh.
So, here's my thoughts. Fancy, try and get her on the phone, convince her to come down Theo, do you know where this deal is going on?
It's for with the circulatory system, which is
Yes.
why it's
Where
odd.
where in the building? You don't know. Okay.
Not until I get there. No.
All right. Well, let's just do a concerted effort to draw all of our parties to wherever Theo is going, because Theo is the only one of us who most likely will not be able to manipulate the location. And that way we're all in relatively close proximity and can help each other if shit goes wrong. Because as far as I'm aware, what?
I said that works.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. Fancy, do you think you have the chops to be able to draw them out?
We're gonna have to do what we have to do.
All right,
If
wonderful.
not, let me know and I will come up.
All right.
I'll make it up to him if I have to. I don't know.
Fancy swings the card around and starts heading to the Black Dog.
What? What'd you say, Fancy?
Fancy turns the car around.
All right, cool. So we're going to the Black Dog.
I think it has, like most major American cities, several epitaphs, several nicknames, several casual vernacular disparagements of what it is. It was originally a dream, a fantasy, a far-fetched idea. A place you can drive through, drive around, and avoid middle of nowhere. That was turned into a destination all of its own. Instead of just a roadside cafe and a roadside drive-in motel, it became the destination here in the desert. The humidity was imported, the trees were planted, the water wasted. It became a modern-day Sodom and Gomorrah. Everything is for sale. Everything can be added on. The experience holding value, planting seeds of dreams and growing crops of nightmares, as fortunes are won and lost, and usually lost more than one on the toss of a die, the spin of a wheel, the flip of a card, a coin toss, a left when you should have gone right. You all have the broadest, just an idea of a plan. You've got the frameworks of a plan and play. And in the accumulation of details and facts, and the consideration of this, that, the other, and those half steps in between, you will do a total accumulation of die rolls. Fancy, as you and Martha are clearly targeting dealing with Asha, would you be so kind as to go ahead and roll your charisma and either persuasion or subterfuge with a +1 for Martha's assistance? Eugene, would you be so kind as to roll your wits plus streetwise, or your wits plus firearm? And Orion, my dear boy, would you be so kind, in all of your, with all of your luck that you can possibly manage, so guys, roll your manipulation plus either politics or larceny.
Ooh, that doggy doo-doo. Okay, Mm. Is there any... There's no way for me to work in any of these dominate powers into this dice roll. Okay. What is the particular details as to my execution of this? Like, how does larceny play into this? Because that's what I'm gonna be using larceny.
Where are you getting the money from?
Oh, that is true.
On short notice.
Oh, if that's the case, if it's involving my resources, can I add my resource dots to this pool?
You can use your resource dots instead of your larceny.
Oh, that's so much better. Oh, I love you, Nobu. You truly are the best. All right. Manipulation plus resources. Yeah, because I don't want to ugly cry later. Is it cool if I add a surge?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, fuck. None of your characters can roll. Well, that's...
You have to manually add resources unless, of course, you entered it in as a trait.
Yeah, thank you. A character... traits. Trait add... There we go. Yay! Alright, when we do this, you ugly bastard. And because there's exactly one die that I can re-roll for willpower, I think I'm just gonna leave that be. I think if I am ever going to complain about a 6 as a result, I have lost my way.
Alright. So, does fate lend a hand with a push or a shove? We shall find out. Your average is a 4.5, which means a 5 or more will have disadvantageous results for you all.
You evil bastard.
What does fate say?
Normally fuck you, but this time really fuck you. Dear God Almighty. Yeah, no, like, there is our plan didn't work, and then there is our plan has a raging werewolf rampaging through the lobby.
And everybody looked to us to fix it.
You know what? I'm Oh, I'm blaming you, Theo. This is all your fault. You know what? You could have roused, sir.
Yeah, I'm a little bit gobsmacked. I had a fucking 9. Granted, it was going to be critical. But I had what?
It's okay. It's okay. They also got a 9, so I think it does a lovely little balancing act right atop of our unfortunately shattered souls.
Alright, so would each of you all be so kind as to denote somewhere in your character a average of 1 aggravated
Oof.
in damage?
This will be for
Wow.
Ryle. That's bad. That's really bad. Ow. Ouch.
So, in the nature of the chaotic storm that is the occasional, frequently infrequent nights of their kindred existence, things could not have gone better. That much is evident by the fact that all of the forces aligned against you decide now is the moment of their improvisational brilliance. Fancy using every tool at her disposal. Martha backing her play. You all have Asha to the point of nearly capitulating and divesting herself of the information of where in the hotel Corinne and Anastasia are. She refuses to meet you all downstairs because what the fuck? She is the right hand of doom. She is, and she loses her shit. You all cajole, arouse, you're polite, you're teasingly, and then your beast refuses to back down because you know that if you present your throat, there's no guarantee you're gonna walk away with it. Your beast possesses you and speaks through you in an effort to save you. You all take off running just in time. As she loses her shit, she flips the couch one-handedly. While downstairs on the first floor, Gene, you're the money man. You're the bag man. You pick up things, and while you are skilled in the use of your firearms and laying waste and laying siege, you typically don't handle the operational aspects of the night to night. The deal was made, the price was agreed on, you go as security, you pick up the product or you pick up the money, and off you go. Typically. At least when you're dealing with sane, reasonable individuals. Unfortunately for you, you're not dealing with sane or reasonable individuals. You're dealing with the local blood czar who has ruled with an iron grip, who has bandied and bartered with spirits of all sorts. And you realize why Kirill has such a reputation. By being the Russian, i.e. adult Vladitel's right-hand man, Kirill had to be the monster. And as you watch as what should be a simple exchange of goods at the agreed upon time, for the agreed upon location, and those goods being, of course, unfortunately, living donors, gamblers and waitresses, sex workers, and others less suited for the vehemence of society, less suited to become outsiders. You don't have a heart, normally. You don't have a consideration of others, normally. But as you stare down into the bright blue eyes of the preteen who is amongst the gathered gaggle of victims to be taken to some processing center, you kind of see what Luca was doing. He only had adults out there in that place, out there in Prim. He only had individuals who chose their path. But this somewhere in your soul, somewhere in your heart of hearts, you know is wrong. Somewhere beneath it all, you are troubled by the resurgence of some semblance of conscience. People who deserve bad things, which is most people, you're fine, you're okay with. Pay your just due, pay your pound of flesh, keep it moving, keep it pushing. But a clear cut innocent and their sibling and their adult figure, you're not sure, mother, father, the dirt, the grime, the cast off aspects of their dress, hard to tell which, and it really doesn't matter. The fact that there's an innocent amongst this gaggle of products, donors being traded right here on the floor beneath everybody's notice, and no one's paying attention to what's happening. You are literally at a market where people are being sold. It only gets more aggravating as you realize that, Ryan,
Yeah.
the outcome for your touchstone, for Georgie, who is a genius of a sort. Georgie, of all people, a soul who typically would never actually harm anyone. He's all but determined and destined to be a simple pencil pushing member of the former Castiglione outfit from out east. He's literally bad at his job at being a gangster. He's never actually harmed anyone. He whiles away his time with fantasy and stories of glory days that he's never had. He's no one in the grand scheme of things. He's never actually done anything. Everybody's got to eat, but he's never actually caused anyone to lose their life, their livelihood. He's all talk and no bite. The fact that he, when you get there, is puffy and beaten, that his losses of finances was used as justification to get back at you is incensing. Your rage very seldomly grabs hold of you. But the fact that he's already earmarked to be sold for a loss, for a value that is deplorably small, sets your teeth on edge. And just as you all are having your moments of coming to grips with your own view on the world and what you're going to do or what you're going to do, Fancy and Martha tear through the space, hauling ass as quickly as they can, and behind them is a muscle-bound, hirsute woman in a haute couture frock, flipping and hurling things. And that's when the shit meets the fan. That's when your persons are covered with bits and pieces of things going wrong. You're not sure who was the first to fire or attempt to stab someone, but when they did, the cries of alarm that went up, the fact that you all see not one, but two members of the militia. The fact that you catch Deli Slice absconding with one of the persons on the chopping block to be sold to adult. The fact that you catch Effie closing in lets you know that whatever this is, whatever this was someone maximizing the opportunity. Because when the cat's away, the mice will play, and Montrose is gone. Things go from worse to an idealized version of absolute chaotic hell. Bullets fly, people bleed, cops, security guards, the urges, waitresses, pit bosses. It is an absolute madhouse. Chips go flying, money goes into the air, people hit the ground, some to never get back up. And into this chaos, in the midst of this, Martha says, I know where she is. We gotta get her out of here. Because it's gonna be bad for all of us if we don't. What do you all decide to do? You decide to push forward into the chaos, crossing the battlefield into the no man's land to the other side, back up the stairwell that Fancy and Martha fled down, and make your way back into the hotel portion of the casino? Or do you all flee?
Well,
We came here
Ryan,
for
huh?
we came here for a reason, and this is my one chance to get Corinne back out as well as Anastasia. So I am going to chance it and go back to the stairs.
Fancy's going. Well, if Fancy's going, I'm going. This is what it is.
Gene?
He doesn't get paid enough for this, but he heads out the group.
Alright. Wonderful. Wait, we don't pay you at all.
That's why it's not enough.
There's no way. There's no way that there's a positive outcome from any of this. It's what each of you all tell yourself. This is a lost cause, but if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out on my own feet. I'm going to achieve one moment of success, one bright, shining moment of success. As you all make it into the stairwell, you, Ryan, unfortunately, catch Georgie making a beeline across the floor to try to get out, and he goes down. The rage that builds is not inconsequential. It's actually quite high. As the door closes, Ryan, you forcing yourself to stick to the mission and stick to the goal of getting to Corinne and Anastasia. Jean, you catch adult having been wounded, attempting to mend himself by draining one of the donors. They're underneath one of the tables, one of the blackjack tables, so most people wouldn't see them. But you see the donor that he uses to drain them to replenish what the beast has used. It sickens your stomach, especially where he's feeding from. Fancy, you've never been gifted with premonition, the ability to daydream what the future might hold. There's a pit in your stomach. Asha not once, even toyed with the idea of telling you where in the hotel Corinne was. Or you. Because there's always a proof of life for these things. It's not the first time you've dealt with a kidnapping. It's just a business like any other, especially here in Vegas. She refused to offer you proof of life. And your thoughts are bubbling and percolating all around that, especially being as when pushed and when she should have capitulated, when she should have concluded the deal, she lost her shit. What leads you? And of course the questions come, how did Martha know where they are? Well, Martha had friends at the Chantry working on trying to track Anastasia. And into this chaos, she received a message, a location, a source to lock onto. She locked onto it. You guys get off the elevator somewhere between the 12th and 14th floor. The Black Dog is one of the older hotels, casinos built. It's been remodeled and updated over the years, but it is in fact one of the older hotels. There was never a 13th floor until recently. There was an actual physical 13th floor, of course, but it was never called the 13th floor. There's some things about belief and wives' tales that hold true, or at least they did. You all get off on the 13th floor and you realize that the chaos that you all caused downstairs was enough to pull most of the guards off, because there is literally a guard station as you get out the elevator. Just a lectern and a couple of chairs blocking easy egress passage to the other rooms on this floor. The hallway's a little darker. Earth tones still. Dark woods still. Only superficially looking as if it was anything except what it actually is. It is a jail wing here at the hotel. Place for problem guests. It's only as you get close enough to the door, 13, that you realize what Martha's tracking. The scent of blood is heavy.
Ooh.
Iron, copper, warmth fading by the second. A saltiness to it. You can all but taste it there on the tip of your tongue. The good thing about most hotel doors, they're not built to last. They're there to give the idea, the theater of security. So you all put in your considerable efforts to getting through the door. It falls away like paper mache after a while. It splinters and the lock holds better than most. The deadbolt goes a little farther into the doors, jams here. This is, after all, the prison wing for problem guests. The scent of blood immediately slaps you across the nose when the door goes splintering inside. And you realize why Asha didn't offer proof of life. Sitting, crying, holding the only living person who's ever cared for her, Anastasia, having slurped and drunk long enough ago that the scent of blood is coming from what soaked into the carpet. Long enough ago that when she called you, it was clear, putting 1 and 1 together to get 11, that she had already started. That in her attempt to rescue the only person that cared for her, she exhausted her reserves of attack. She risked it all on the toss of a dice for the strength and powers of her beast. She gave in. Unwillingly, but she still gave in. All of those snarky, angry retorts welling up now in each of your ears. Corinne cold in her arms. Blood tears sticking to her cheeks. She refuses to get up. It's the only bit of humanity left in her. You've all been there a time or two or more before. The beast getting the best of you. Pulling victory. Of it mastering you in those moments, in those fleeting moments where it leaps free of its cage. You've all been there before. Yet laying in her arms is the only warmth that she's ever known. Truly, someone giving all of themselves for her and having given that last drop plus more to her in this. Standing in the doorway, witnessing this, the question sits there before you all. What do? Because there's no way that Anastasia can be allowed to be found out. She is an illegal embrace that you all are aware of. She did take from you someone who has known your secrets and kept your trust. Fancy. Her actions to mitigate and minimize and work counter to the aims of you all could be viewed as the inciting domino for everything that happened downstairs, everything that you all witnessed. The choice as to what happens next wavering in the air before you, like a dancing fairy light leading you through the dark forest. And as you all consider that, it is 47 after the hour. I love it. Thank you for a great episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Aww. Aww. Great episode. I loved it. We ended up somehow at an end that I wouldn't say resolves anything, but kind of resolves a few things.